All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Let's go ahead and dive into the briefing. Just to give you an overview of what we're going to talk about. Just brief, quick look at today and tomorrow's weather, but really leading into the weekend system and the weekend thunderstorm threat thereafter, as well as any severe threat this weekend and the forecast rainfall amounts, followed by a quick drought update and more or less of a summary after that. So let's get started. Today, as everybody's probably noticed, it's pretty warm for April. Sunny skies, nothing really threatening today or tomorrow. Temperatures will remain above average, generally in the mid to upper 70s, warming into the lower 80s for parts of the area for tomorrow, which is about 5 to 8 degrees above normal for this time of year. That's going to lead us into our weekend system. Um, and the thunderstorm threat with that. So Saturday is actually going to end up really warm, just like Friday, generally mid to upper 70s into the low to mid 80s across the area. But rain chances will start to increase by Saturday afternoon. If you look at the loop there on the right-hand side of the screen, that is basically rain chances. And as they increase based on our current forecast right now, beginning Saturday afternoon and evening, and then into parts of the day on Sunday. But there are timing uncertainties with the onset of any showers and thunderstorms. That's what we'll show in this slide here. I just took a couple of snapshots from the European model as well as the GFS, just to show you that we are looking at some model differences still as far as when the rain will move in. If you look at the left-hand side of the screen, that's showing rainfall accumulated in the 6 hours up to 8 p.m. on Saturday. And if you look at the Euro, it's just starting to bring in precipitation by about 8 p.m. or just before on Saturday, whereas the GFS is significantly faster with the arrival of any showers and thunderstorms. By 8 p.m., it already has a decent bit of rainfall accumulated across a good chunk of northwest Georgia already. So there are still uncertainties with the exact timing, but basically beginning sometime Saturday afternoon or evening, and then thereafter is what we're looking at this point. The severe thunderstorm threat is there beginning Saturday afternoon and evening. The highest risk right now still does appear to be to the west of the area in Alabama, where they actually do have an enhanced risk for that area. However, the slight risk severe thunderstorm threat area does edge into the western portion of Georgia, and the marginal risk edges into the area a little bit further. That would be primarily for Saturday evening into Saturday night. Right now, it looks like the primary severe threat during that time is going to be damaging wind gusts and also the possibility for some isolated tornadoes. So that is something that we'll need to watch as we head into the latter part of Saturday into Saturday night. Now into Sunday, as the system continues moving east, the severe risk will still be there for especially the east and southeastern portions of the area and during the day on Sunday. If you look at the right-hand side of the screen, that's kind of the extended outlook from the Storm Prediction Center outlining the severe risk on Sunday for those areas. The threats will still be largely primarily the same, damaging winds and perhaps a couple of tornadoes as well. So that's generally, like I said, beginning sometime Saturday, late afternoon or evening into the overnight hours, and then again during the day on Sunday for the eastern portions of the area. Rainfall amounts right now, the heaviest forecast totals you can see are across especially far north Georgia, where we're forecasting 1.5 to 2 inches largely, with some locally higher amounts closer to 2.5 inches for those areas. I did want to throw in a caveat. You can see that there are significantly heavier forecast totals off to our west in Alabama. And if the trends were to shift this axis a little further eastward, then we could be talking about rainfall totals during that Saturday and Sunday time frame that could be on the order of an inch higher for our area. But right now, trends have been pretty consistent, keeping most of the heaviest rainfall totals to the west of the state. So we're not currently looking at any big flooding issues expected based on our current rainfall amounts, but that's something that we'll be watching and updating here over the next couple of days. Wanted to just jump into a quick drought update. I mean, it really is very similar to our outlook from last week. You can see the update that was released this morning on the left-hand side of the screen. Really very similar, only a little bit of an expansion northward of the D0 abnormally dry drought area, and the moderate drought did extend just a slight bit northward into our area as well. But overall, no huge changes to the drought update at this point. Behind the front, as it departs Sunday into Monday, significantly colder temperatures will build back into the state, back below average, especially on Monday. There you can see a lot of high temperatures in the 50s, as well as some lows ranging from the 30s back into the 40s, which is a good bit below average for this point in mid-April. But you can see that temperatures will begin to moderate fairly quickly as we head into midweek next week. Okay, that's the summary for what we just talked about. Warm and dry conditions continue today and into tomorrow. The thunderstorm threat is the main issue that we'll be facing into this weekend, especially by late Saturday and into Sunday. Though, like I said, timing uncertainties do remain as far as the onset of any showers and thunderstorms. So that's something we'll be getting a better handle on as we head into tomorrow into the weekend. That severe risk is there. Primary threat would be damaging wind gusts as well as perhaps a couple of tornadoes. So that's what we'll be watching into this weekend, with the highest rainfall totals across North Georgia at this point expected before cooler temperatures return for early next week. As far as any additional updates, at this point we don't have any additional web briefings scheduled, but you can definitely expect some email updates coming out as we approach the weekend system. So certainly into tomorrow, expect some email updates from us here at the office. At this point, that is what I have. If you do have any questions for me, feel free to ask. If you would like to ask over the phone, go ahead and hit #6 to unmute your line.